Alrighty, hole one here plays about 310 feet-ish. I'm just going to go with the big forehand. Initially, the time lapse didn't feel great on forehand for me. It's a little bit too much kind of curve to it. Yeah, so I just pitched this one up under the basket, end up short. This one I'm going around kind of skippy line to the right side, trying to get that big kind of flare skip that 12 speeds typically do. I go a little high, but I end up, it doesn't skip a ton, so I end up parked for birdie, and we are one down through two. Another big forehand here. This one, it's a little bit closer, but you can't really go. You have to go kind of wider and skippier to the right, so it plays a little farther. I end up at about 20 feet here, make the putt, and I am two down through three. Next hole, another big forehand. This one is a little bit weird. It's on kind of an edge of a ridge. I gotta play it safe. I put it a little high, but ends up at about 25 feet, again with almost no skip to it. And I end up making this putt, so we are three down through four. So far, my thoughts on it are I'm liking it more for forehand than I expected, but we got kind of our first actual backhand here. I keep it low, and I think I'm going to get a big flare skip, but it actually ends up dying, pretty quick, so I just pitch that one up and take a par. On to hole 9, I usually go with a mid here backhand, but this time I go time lapse, and it actually gets a little bit of flip up straight. I end up about 30 deep, so have this putt for birdie, give it the height, take a one chain on the right, but can't quite convert. That's all right. So far my impressions of it are it's better for forehand than I expected, and it actually gets a little flip up on backhand, so I'm actually excited to use it because I wasn't expecting this to be as usable and workable as it's been. I go back to trying the skip shot, and I do not give this enough edge. I hit this flat, but it still doesn't get any skip at all. It's very strange, so I'm going just here, a little forehand Annie up shot, give it a little run, and I almost put it in, just flash in front of the chains. I'm going to tap in my par here with the link, so... so far what I've noticed is this disc does not get a lot of skip, but what it does do is actually flip up a little bit flat. It's stable, but it's not crazy overstable. So that one I got to a good spot and just pitched up for par. Moving on to the last hole, I threw this one way too low, end up short of the mound, have a lot of work to do here. Put this one, skip it up pin high, and I barely stay safe. I got caught up in these thin little bushes on the left here, so I've got about 20 feet left for my par to finish this 9-hole round bogey free. Let's see if I can do it. This guy asks if he's in the way. I tell him I'm not, or he's not, and I make the putt, and that is a bogey free 9-hole round